I'm Michael Sanders. I'm the lead producer and the public relations guy for Team Dystopia. Well, the big challenges for our new team is actually, kind of getting up to speed with the old team because when our first, and this happens periodically with modifications, Group A will pick it up and Group B will be there, but then Group A will leave, and so Group B has to re-manifest itself into some kind of hierarchical structure or some type of beneficial structure to the team. However, the team works. By far, overall, any modification out there will tell you that the biggest goal that or the biggest hardship that they've overcome has been making sure that their their team rather, is motivated and that they're working, and that they're doing stuff and they're actually liking to do it. Because if you're not enjoying what you're doing in your free time, because it is in your free time, you're not getting paid for it, and if you are, you come and find me. But yeah, I mean, you're really just not motivated, and you're not really wanting to work on it. So motivating people and finding the way people work and what motivates them is great. As far as the workload of the modification, it's pretty heavy. For a long time, everyone was very single talent and single goal oriented, which is not a way I would suggest to run things. Before, people had one map that they worked on, and someone else did the textures, and someone else did the models for it. Whereas we've been burned so many times, just like any other modification that struggles to become successful. We've been burned with people who come in and don't do stuff. They're just people who come in and you got to get rid of them. They don't do anything, so they got to be gone. It's dead weight. And a big burn for us was with artists. So our level designers that have been pretty much the most loyal to the mod. We have four guys that have pretty much been here the entire time. They picked up art, and they picked up modeling and texturing, and now I think it's something like 80% of all the models and textures are done by guys who learned after the first demo release. And now, because of it, we have multi-talented guys who we have about 6 people who can do straight up levels, textures, models, and some who can even animate. As far as from a production standpoint, keeping everyone on a track can be tough, and that's kind of where I come in and give everyone insight as far as what they need to be doing, and what needs to be done first is more of a goal that everyone can realize. Right away, with getting the mods started, it was there's going to be technical problems anywhere. Just getting yourself accustomed to how, for instance, I guess like the source development kit, and how the engine is coded, and how that information should be parsed. It can be kind of a while before people actually get to know the code, or getting Hammer set up, or another application, a modeling application or a texture application set up in order to export textures or export models for the source engine. It can be a technical thing regarding any engine, any mod will have it, but for us it hasn't been really anything else but just making sure stuff works on our end. Some mods have issues of collaboration with their files. We had the benefit of having a couple different coders a long time ago work on a program that automatically syncs every playtester and developer their files to their computer, or excuse me, our files to their computer. So there's no putting it on the FTP and having all the testers download and build, which is called build by build, but we really do it bit by bit, which is something that's assisted us very heavily along the way. If there's a new map on the FTP, you load up this application and it will download it, and that's all you needed to download. You don't need to re-download an entire build. You're set. I mean, that was all of 2.5 minutes for downloading that thing. But other than that, there can be large technical things, but really it's just been kind of a getting stuff done sort of limitation. Well, we all come from creative backgrounds, really. As far as design goes, we have all these different conflicting opinions as far as what to put in the game or what's great. Should we have persistent ranks? That was a big thing. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but we were kind of considering having ranks in Dystopia for a while. So you'd be sitting there and you get a couple kills, and it'd be much like Call of Duty 4, where if you get a kill, you get upgraded to the next level, and every team has like a captain that can order people around. So it almost put in an RTS aspect for it. So you have a lot of design opinions that conflict, but really what you need to really do in that instance is honestly, it's going to sound weird, but you need to play your game more. If everyone's having a design confliction, play your game, whatever it might be, and see where you are, and see what would be the next logical step for the user to have in the game, instead of what you want. Really, it took some people just to really kind of pick up the game and say, well, maybe this idea isn't that good, so let's scrap it. A big thing I can suggest to people about overcoming these conflictions is have a group of people that are just friendly. You need to make sure that you have people who get along. So always monitor the atmosphere to your mod. As far as advice goes, there's a lot to give, because there's a lot of things to do with mods. Treat the people who work with you like absolute gold. And I'm not saying suck up, and be a big brown nose or something. Make sure that someone at the kind of, I guess, towards the top of the chain, or maybe at the top of the chain, can handle talking to people and do it within a respectful and mature manner. Get interested in something like ModDB, or these other little small groups that people make Steam groups that are just mods, and they might not have a ModDB profile page, but there hasn't really been anything like ModDB ever, so it's pretty important for people to get on there, get a page and get a setup, get a team going, and get on their forums and advertise and say, look, I've got this idea, and it's a little more than an idea right now. And say what you're really wanting to do with your project. Have a design document, whether it be 3-4 pages long or maybe 60 pages long. Have a design document, have accompanying concept art, whether you just do MS Paint drawings or scribble scrabble on Notepad, or maybe you actually had a friend who did really good concept art. Have that to show it and say, look, I've got this, I need people to do level design or programming or art for, and get out there and be loud, because it could be the most original idea out there, and no one has ever done it before, and it could be totally successful. It could be even more successful as a commercial game. So get out there and have belief in your project. Don't ever back down, really. Just don't ever say to someone, we can't really do it because no one's motivated on the team, or some people aren't getting along, or that kind of thing. How can I help? That's a big thing for project leaders especially. How can I help you? What can I do to help? Can I start learning something? Can I start learning coding? Can I start learning art, or how to make textures or do sounds or things like that? Or maybe I can, help bury this body. Not so much that one, but yeah, anything that you can help with.